Good morning. Today I'm gonna show you my transplanting, how I'm doing it. But before I start, I want you to watch these tomato plants and see how healthy they are. This is from 24 days later from planting, the way I have planted it from seed to the seedlings. Okay, so it's now for me to transplant it. But because our weather is still cold, I want to give my tomato advantage to do very well. I'm going to plant them in my greenhouse. Okay? So let me show you container where I'm going to transplant it from. From here as a seedling, I'm going to go here. Okay? For and this is where it's going to be the rest of summer. Okay? And when weather start warming up, I'm gonna have to remove my topping uh, to give it air and other things as we go along. Okay, so we're gonna start. Okay, the first thing I do before transplanting is to give you the plant advantage of doing well. There is something I did not show in this video, and it's very important. We always do something like that, giving the plant opportunity to do well. Something like weather, you know, weather has a lot to do with the gardening and planting. For example, I moved this plant away from my greenhouse, my portable greenhouse where I started them, to here 2 days ago to get them familiar with this condition where I will give them opportunity to do well. Okay, as we go, I still have to weed all this. Okay, because I already start uh, seeing some of the weed that will interfere with what I'm gonna do here this summer. So other than that, always remember to bring these seedlings out of their originated place where you planted them to a different environment so that they get familiar with that environment. Okay, this is all I'm talking about. You know, I did this thing 2 days ago and I put it over here. So what I'm gonna do now is to start doing my transplanting. So I move this in here so I can have a room. What I normally do when I start transplanting is that I will calculate my spacing around this plant. Some tomato has been very good. Some will do it spacing of a foot, 18 inches, 24 inches, even depending on the uh, space you have. Okay, but I think I'm gonna stick with at least 12 inches because I have done it earlier last year and they did very well. Okay, so I use my measure ring, you know, to figure out how many 12-inch spacing, how many plant will I put in here. Okay, you know, from here to here is more than 12-inch. Okay, I will say 18 inches for that. So what I want to do is that I'm gonna put one plant here, put plant here, put plant here. Based on this spacing, I'm planning on getting 4 plants here. Okay, I don't think it's too much. Okay, but over time, if I realize that they're competing with one another, when they start growing vine, I'm gonna go ahead and thin them out. Okay, so I start making my hole to put in my cup. It's always good to look at where you're gonna put your plant. If they are dry, okay, but in my own case, I've been wetting them, okay. Uh, I've wetted them already with the irrigation system, okay, so I don't think it's bad, okay. But before I close this, what I would do is to add water to make sure they have enough water to make transition. So now I have dug maybe uh, they are too close together. What I would do, let me do 3 plants per, per this, okay? That will be fine for me. That means I close this one. And then, okay, move this one here to maintain my spacing. Okay, so here I'm gonna do 3 plants per to maintain my the food spacing, okay? Per 3 plant. And because my idea of putting transplant here to, maintaining my spacing is that when I'm gonna put a stick for them to climb over, I'm gonna just put one there. I use something like come in a ring form, I would just mount them here and they will take off. Okay. So the first thing I do is that I bring out a cup like this. You see how healthy they look. Then I make sure I scoop the entire soil and get the all the root cavity. Okay, what I call the root cavity, get them as a bunch. Okay, and make sure it's all there. Okay, once I can do this to get them out. Okay, to the one I use um, my tool to get it out. Then now that I got it out, okay, if you look at here, I pretty much got all my root cavities, look at here. Then I go ahead and put it in my hole, the hole where I'm gonna put, you know, and keep them with my wet soil. Mhm. So this is what I'm doing. I will repeat the process. Right here. Mhm. And sometimes I'm lucky, I get two two seedlings in a pot. So and they did very well. So I'm gonna get 2 plants in a one pot. Mhm. I just separate them. Make sure I do not disturb the root that much to prevent shocking. Okay. So that's a good. So put them here. Then later I'm gonna wet them pretty well. I take myself and continue the process. Mhm. Let me remove this irrigation. I will bring them back because it's disturbing my attention here. Okay. But I forgot to let you know that this is not different from this what uh, the material I'm using here. Please, um, that means the way I prepare this organic compound. Remember at the beginning, you can go and watch my old video. I did a lot of work in preparing my raised bed with a lot of organic compound. Most importantly, it's a mixture of our winter shaded leaves and my tough grass. Okay, that's what I put together, and then I got a good mix of organic compound. So I haven't deviated from my promise of going organic. And then remember, each time I do this, in my previous video, I did explain very well why I'm going organic. One of it, one of the main reasons is that I like to reduce my cost of gardening or production. Okay? It's very important to me. I never misuse my expense. Okay? So that whenever I will get out of it, you demonstrate to me I did a good job by saving money. Okay? So that's why I'm using all the free stuff I can get from my compound, like um, shaded leaf during the winter, okay, from and then also grass. I have composed. Grass I have composed for days. From I always instruct my gardener, please don't throw them away when you mow my lawn. Put them aside for me. I'm gonna use it for my gardening. Okay, and all together they give me a very good manure. Okay, so I never regret using them over and over again. So this is all I'm talking about. I continue reducing my cost of production over time and then achieving great things by saving money. So this is all what I'm trying to show. That's what I'm trying to do all time. Okay. I've said it before. I have defined it the best I could because reduction inflation rate in your vegetables a lot changes. So if you really want to help yourself, instead of complaining that the price of tomatoes, for example, lettuce, cabbage are very expensive, grow your own. Make it a hobby. Okay? When you can reduce all these cost process I'm talking about, you're saving a lot of money. Okay? It's not a must. I must buy everything in the market. That's not true. If you have a large compound like I have, I can make it a hobby and grow my own vegetables at least. Okay? And that make me happy. When I'm eating them, it tells me I'm eating fresh stuff. Okay? There's no there is no problem in my mind that I'm enjoying fresh vegetables. So that's the most important thing. And I try to relate it to the market. Some of you that are going to one of these small store, a grocery store, they promote organic there. You will see when you go to Trader Joe's, you buy your produce, okay? Go ahead and compare it with the conventional stores. You will know exactly, nobody have to tell you that they're always 10% price higher than what you get in conventional store. Okay? So this is a root cap root system I was talking about. You see, all this and I got them out. So I'm gonna put them in the ground like this. So when you compare prices in Trader Joe's of your produce, compare it with a conventional store, you will always find those organic compound you got from Trader Joe is always 10% higher in conventional stores price. Why? Because they claim organic. Organic means I grow all these things without synthetic compound. Okay? I'm not a medical doctor, okay, to start here lecturing you the impact of pesticides and all that thing, okay, in our health. We know that already, okay? But if you want to avoid all this thing, please help yourself by doing your own thing. That's all I'm saying here. So there are two major factors you are controlling by doing your own thing. You are comfortable, you're eating a fresh product. It's not from somewhere else, from somebody else. You're also comfortable, you're staying away from all these synthetic compound chemicals. Okay? Because you know what you did. You know what ingredients you put there for yourself. I also recognize when you look at human life and a lot of people in a family setting like this, it's mostly grandmother and the granddaddy are doing this because they want to live long. They want to set example for their grandchildren. Okay, there's a better way to live your life. Okay, uh, more than more than this uh, continuous fast food eaters, and you're expecting to get much out of it. So it's not like that. I'm not against fast food industry, neither that I will stop my children from buying them. But over time, they will begin to learn from daddies, mommy, grandchildren. Let me do what they do. Maybe there is something I need to learn from them. Why is it that the grandmother and grandpa live longer? Okay? Because they ate the best of the food. So we continue with planting, transplanting. Okay? So now I have finished all the enough plant I can contain in this raised bed. Okay, I want to put in this raised bed. I make sure I give them opportunity to stand. Okay, that's the next thing I do. I'm not really burying them that much. Okay, because I've talked about against burying this plant too much. Okay, by compacting the soil. Okay, don't do that. Just uh, enough sand or soil to cover the root. Okay, so now I got my transplanting going. Then this leftover here, either I'm gonna put it later on this bed here, or I take them somewhere else. Okay, but I just wanna make a decision what I wanna do with this. I still have to plant a lot, but I'm gonna each stage I go, I will be showing you what I'm doing. Okay, so now I have done this thing. You notice I have already set up my irrigation system. For now, all my nozzles are turned off. So what I'm gonna do here and open it up, okay, by squeezing them. Then I will put one irrigation in the middle of here. Okay, see how I put it. So when it splashes, it will distribute water equitable to these three plants. Later, I'll come back to check if this is enough. If it's not enough, I have more. I will open up more. Okay, for now, let me start with them because they are young plants. Then I will do the same all over here, and each one I put in the middle. Uh-huh. this one for now. I will use them later. Okay, the same here. So this one is close enough. Mhm. Okay. Oh, no, look at the man. It should be here. Then next is this one here. Okay. Oh, there's one already here. Just to open them up. So I'm pretty much done for today for what I want to show you in this short video. But I noticed over time people that make a lot of comment that my video is always short. But remember my intention. It's more like a lecture. If we can get 20 minutes lecture and learn together how to do things effectively, I think that is good enough. So, however, please always watch my video, give it a like, subscribe, because together, giving your own comment, that's why I'm doing this. It will show me that people are learning from me. It will show me we're also working together. Thank you very much. Okay, the last part to this video is to give them water. Okay, I think I've given them opportunity to do well.